Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. From timcast.com. LA County Sheriff refuses to use COVID tests from company with strong ties to Chinese Communist Party. Good for you, Sheriff. Good for you. Let's read on. Is this a big deal? In and of itself, no. But it's slowly starting to push back. Can you imagine what the pushback would be when one of two things happens, if and when? One, the Democrats lose control of Washington, at least in the House and the Senate. And two is Trump or a very strong America First candidate wins the presidency. Oh, boy. I hope I live long enough to see it, God willing. DNA obtained is not guaranteed to be safe and secure from foreign governments. Sheriff Villanueva, I can't pronounce his name, sorry, Sheriff. Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva will not allow COVID-19 tests from Flugent Genetics Corporation to be used in his department. Entering into a no-bid contract. First of all, I used to be a city councilman in upstate New York. And to allow a no-bid contract is a big no-no. Unless it's something so specific and so trivial and minor it doesn't matter. But this has got to be a decent-sized contract because LA County Sheriff's Department is pretty big. And that should send up a red flag right away. No bid contract with Flugent Genetics, allowing them to have the DNA data obtained from mandatory COVID-19 testing for unknown purposes has shattered all my confidence my personnel have in this entire process under the county mandate, he wrote in November 29th letter to the LA Board of Supervisors. Good for you, Sheriff. I got to give you another one of these. Good for you. Good for you. I think the pushback has begun. Like I said, this in itself isn't a big deal, but I think other sheriffs and other police chiefs and other city councils and mayors are seeing this, especially in blue states where they had the mandatory testing if you don't get vaccinated. This opens up, this authoritarian nonsense has opened up a whole can of worms. Let's read on. The sheriff said the FBI contacted him on November 24th to inform him the Board of Supervisors should be briefed about very concerning information regarding Flugent's testing of county employees. At an official briefing on November 26th, the sheriff and several other county officials were told that DNA obtained is not guaranteed to be safe and secure from foreign governments and will likely be shared with the Republic of China. Now, I got to give the FBI a little round of applause now. They haven't exactly been on my good list. They're on the naughty list. This is Christmas time. This is what the FBI is supposed to be doing. Good for them. Instead of going after people that get PO'd at school board meetings and other things we can't get into here because this is YouTube. Yeah, this is exactly. I'll even mention it. Going after journalists and then leaking out the information they got from warrants and raids concerning their confidential lawyer information. This is what the FBI is supposed to be doing, and I applaud them for it. I was shocked to learn Flugent has strong ties with BGI, WUX, Hawaii Technology. I'm pronouncing all those wrong. Sure, and who cares? All of which are linked to the Chinese Academy of Medical Sciences, the People's Republic of China State Council, and are under the control of the PRC, he wrote, citing a statement on the company's website permitting clinical information to be used in de-identified studies at Flugent and for publication. Oh, there's the letter from the FBI. The sheriff went on to mention that the 2017 Chinese cybersecurity law makes it legal for the PRC to seize data stored within China. Yeah, they're stealing all our intellectual property, and Trump was going after them for it. So what do we get instead? We got Weekend at Bernie's. He also cited a recent New York Times article alleging that Chinese government companies are engaged in an effort to develop the world's largest bio database. That's a fact. I'm deeply concerned as to the vetting process, with either failed to discover this or discovered it but chose to ignore it. I think it's the latter. A simple internet search would have uncovered all these facts. Well, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to pee off our Chinese overlords. The progressives are sucked so badly. They don't give a good damn. County Supervisor Sheila Keel, which is odd because that's an interesting spelling. It's German, and I know that because my kid's mother, my ex-wife's maiden name is Keel. Sheila Keel told the LA Times she was invited to the November 26th briefing, but could not attend because she was out of town for the holiday. From what I heard about the briefing, there was no evidence at all, zero, that Flugent had breached anything or any relationship with the Chinese government that was harmful to the information that might be presented in the samples they were testing, Keel said. Now, that's obviously contrasted to what the FBI said. So a county supervisor in LA County, ultra progressive, says there is no proof of a relationship. Well, the FBI told the sheriff, there is. And this is the response that should be really looked at. I highlighted it. In response to the sheriff's letter, County Supervisor Janice Kahn told Hughes Media Group, I wish the sheriff would get his deputies vaccinated instead of worrying about how the unvaccinated get tested. And there it is. There it is. Comply and shut up. Get his deputies vaccinated instead of worrying about how the unvaccinated get tested. And there it is. That's what this is all about. Just like Biden said the other day during one of his so-called press conferences, I'm not calling for lockdowns, I'm not calling for this, I'm not calling for that. But if you don't get a booster with this new strain going around of the COVID, then I may have to. Well, folks, that's borderline extortion. On October 19th, the sheriff reached out to the county's Department of Human Resources liaison, Flugent, to find out if the LA first responders are being ordered to turn over personal data and genetic data to the Chinese Link company or face firing. The sheriff asked, how can one provide informed consent when participation is mandatory under penalty of discipline? He did not receive a response. I just did that because it's a sound effect I thought was appropriate. He did not receive a response. Why? Because we don't have an answer for that. The sheriff closed his November 29th letter by urging the Board of Supervisors to reassess the risk posed to LA and County and inform collective bargaining units of his new information. Yeah, I thought that the Democrats were the huge supporters of municipal unions. I remember dealing the mayor in this upstate New York town I used to be council member in. We were dealing with the unions all the time, and there's several of them in a given municipality. And usually the Democrats, as a rule, side with the unions. What's happening here? The sheriff said his department will continue to work with properly vetted testing companies as long as they have no association with Flugent. The county released the following statement. LA County's contract for employee COVID-19 testing prohibits any disclosure of data collected without the county's express written permission. It requires the company to store and process county data information only within the continental United States. All I got to say is that whole entire paragraph is bull. Absolute bull. All our intellectual property, the billions that have been stolen from the Chinese over the years, that wasn't supposed to get out either. As part of our ongoing commitment to safeguarding our employees, testing data, the county continuously assesses. This is typical doublespeak, this whole paragraph. As part of the ongoing commitment to safeguarding our employees, testing data, the county continually assesses any credible concerns that may emerge. Maybe I do my PBS voice. In consultation with our partners in the federal government, oh boy, to ensure that the terms of our testing contract are stringently followed. If a credible threat is confirmed, or if the federal government takes any steps to rescind its certification, we will take immediate action to ensure no employee data is misused. Yeah, the federal government did take a step, you moron. It was called the FBI. And the FBI said that this company has strong connections to the Chinese Communist Party. And they will more than likely collect the DNA data of the deputies tested. I like how they get the squirrel out of it. If a credible threat is confirmed, or if the federal government takes any steps to rescind its certification. These guys suck so bad. I've been using that saying a lot lately. But anyway, folks, good for you, Sheriff. I got to give you another round of applause. You know, I could say everybody vote for the sheriff for the next election. Well, maybe we can get a bunch of mail-in ballots to go to the sheriff. That way everybody in the country can vote. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.